So the Saiyans have finished violating Broly by using fusion, and Goku shows up at Vegeta's house ready to train. But the prince is actually considerate for his neighbours, so he suggests that they train in the gravity room instead. As they clash, Vegeta asks on what's going on with Goku's Ultra Instinct, and Goku replies saying that he hasn't used it ever since the Tournament of Power. Vegeta then calls it useless, but are we really gonna forget that he was crying like a baby in the last arc because he was surpassed by Goku? Anywho, both Saiyans get an alert from Bulma, and she says that a random gang is trying to kidnap Boo from Hercule's place. Goku's kind enough to give Vegeta a free Uber ride, but the prince refuses, saying that he will fly to Hercules himself in 5 seconds. We then cut to Hercules' 5-star mansion, and Boo's being pulled on a stretcher like he's suffering from an ACL injury. The Earth's champion then pulls out a Glock and starts firing at the criminals, but one of them takes out a Glock of his own and fires at Hercules' bullet, destroying it. He then tries to reason with Hercule, but Goku teleports in, and then Vegeta shows up a couple seconds later. You've got me thinking that both Saiyans are A-listers, because this criminal realizes it's the actual Goku and Vegeta. Like, bro, if you want an autograph, just ask them. Goku locks in and proceeds to karate chop one of them, and kicks the Nerf guns out of the hands of the other members. The main criminal is not letting that slide, and he teleports behind Goku.
Oh shit, not good.
Stunning him on the spot, causing him to fall right asleep. Vegeta and Hercule are absolutely losing it, and the criminal appears behind Vegeta and gives him the same treatment as Goku. The prince really got caught in the crossfire for doing absolutely nothing.
Got a blast!
Anywho, Goku wakes up to be greeted by Jaku right in front of his face, and Jaku's kind of confused on why Goku and Vegeta are brought along with Boo. Goku rightfully questions where they are, and Jaku answers saying that they're in the Galactic Patrol HQ. The one who speed blitz both Saiyans is also here, and his name is Meris, who is the MVP of this agency, managing a whopping 104 sectors. That's just a tad more than Jaku, and Goku wonders how many he manages, and Jaku replies saying that he only does 3. Anyway, Meris explains that they need to recapture an evil criminal, and to do this he requires a certain individual that lies dormant within Majin Buu, the Grand Supreme Kai.
Flashback.
So the light drizzle of meteors are heading straight for the Kais, but the Grand Supreme Kai is able to leap like Suyu Asaway to dodge them. However, it's already too late because another meteor hits the Grand Supreme Kai straight in the cranium. The South Supreme Kai thinks his friend is 6 feet under, but even with his BMI, the Grand Supreme Kai is able to hold that meteor and tosses it back into space. It turns out that this meteor shower is being caused by this hooded figure, and he aims his hand towards Saturn and drains all the life energy out of the planet. There was a literal Eevee living on this planet looking really confused, and the animal starts looking really decrepit and drops to the ground. He then compresses all that energy into a singular ball and opens his mouth to eat it like an apple. This gives the villain a major power boost, and the Grand Supreme Kai accepts his defeat. A vertically stretched Jaku reveals that the villain's name is Moro, and he's been charged with the destruction of multiple planets in the solar system. The Galactic Police realize that they're complete fodder, and they're relying on the Grand Supreme Kai to stop him for good. Anyway, the Kai realizes that he has to seal Moro's magic away by using his god power, and he hasn't taught this to anyone else because it's far too dangerous to use. He then fires a laser beam straight at Moro, giving him an electric shock, and this plan was a great success, allowing for the Galactic Police to imprison the tyrant, but at the cost of the Kai's godly power.
End of Flashback.
Meris explains that Moro was so deadly even without his magic that he was forced to undergo the death penalty, but since no one was able to kill him, he received life imprisonment instead. Anywho, Boo is still sleeping, and one of the patrolmen tried to wake him up like it's a school day, but Boo grabs his neck and tosses him into his fellow colleague. Realizing that Boo's not going to wake up anytime soon, Goku offers to help catch Moro, and Meris is absolutely delighted to hear that. Whilst the two of them are discussing about Broly, Vegeta comments on how him and Goku were both speed blitzed by Meris, showing that the patrolman is a skilled fighter in his own right. Anywho, both Saiyans are finally appointed as part of the Galactic Patrol, and Jaku's ready to give both of them some new official uniform, but Goku flat out says,
"That shit is fucking trash, dog."
So to compromise, the Galactic Patrol put their trademark symbol on Goku and Vegeta's current clothes, and for their first mission they're going to be observing Meris trying to retrieve some stolen goods from the Macaroni gang. Speaking of which, the gang have hijacked the train loaded with blue Chaos Emeralds, and the Paw Patrol have been dispatched to stop them, but the criminals shoot out their vehicles, causing them to fall into the abyss. Thankfully, the Galactic Patrol are here to save the day, and Meris realizes that the valuable they're stealing is called Blue Aurum, which is normally used as a fuel source, but in the wrong hands it can be used as a nuclear warhead. Meris proceeds to land on the train, and one of them opens fire, but Meris hits them with the He is then greeted by the gang leader named Pasta, but Meris is not here to chit-chat, so he asks him to throw down his pistol. Pasta then charges up his firearm with Ki and tosses it to Meris, causing it to fall between two carriages, but this was all according according to plan, and Pasta hits the Thanos snap to explode the train itself. Another gang member named Penne begins moving like Mr. Fantastic to reach and pull a lever underneath, causing Meris to switch tracks. Pasta then opens fire and blows up the train track on Meris' side, but with his quick thinking, the patrolman turns on his jet-powered boots and holds onto the carriage to stop it from falling. Jarko then helps to retrieve the gems, but Meris has already disappeared and he starts running on the tunnel like he's Sonic. The patrolman then lands at the front of the train, and I genuinely want to know, how did Shaun the Sheep of all people become a conductor? Anyway, the Macaroni gang fly away with some cargo thinking they're going to be filthy rich, but out of nowhere Goku is able to intercept them. I can't lie, him on the windshield is one of the most terrifying versions of Goku. Meris thanks Goku for the help, but bro has already meddled with their spaceship, causing one of their thrusters to be disabled. Vegeta realizes that Goku wasn't even needed and notes that Meris was more focused on saving the conductors than anything else. But the prince is annoyed at himself for not noticing that Meris sabotaged their ship. The Macarini gang have finally been captured, and Vegeta thinks Meris could have got the job done even faster, accusing him of hiding his true power. But the patrolman denies such things. Suddenly they get a report saying that one of the Galactic patrol squads have actually found Moro, so Goku begins searching as well, and he spots Moro relatively quickly. But the goat does the most coldest thing ever. He starts smiling back at Goku. Vegeta notices that Goku's tweaking like crazy and decides to look for Moro himself, but Goku demands him not to do so because Moro knows that he's being looked for. Vegeta wonders if Moro's key is very large, but Goku says no, so the prince then questions if Moro actually has God Key, but Goku says it's not that either. Goku then describes Moro's key as a bunch of people screaming in pain, and you know a Dragon Ball villain introduction is 10 out of 10 when Goku is not excited to fight him. Meris understands this uneasiness, saying that Moro's very energy is the definition of murdered souls, due to him absorbing all the life force out of a planet. We then transition to a spaceship containing Moro and an ex-Freezer Force soldier named Cranberry. The goat knows that Goku is looking for him and starts having a minor headache due to Moro reaching his limit already, so Cranberry starts speeding things up a bit. Anywho, Jarko thinks that Moro's satnav is faulty because there's no planets in the direction that Moro's actually heading, but Goku's actually taken this route before when he went to see Dende. No one is supposed to know that New Namek is actually a thing, but Moro's recent return of magic allows him to scan for whole planets. Pasta then tells him that the Namekians have their own set of Dragon Balls, and Jarko's bamboozled on how he knows about them, but it turns out that Cranberry actually told him about how Frieza went after these balls himself. Pasta thought that Cranberry was actually capping, but looking at Jarko's reaction verifies that it's all complete facts.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Moro understands that he hit the jackpot when his magic returned just a few years ago, allowing him to escape prison, and Cranberry thanks Moro for bailing him out too, but the goat hits him with the most sinister glare. Moro begins to fact-check Cranberry's tale, wondering if the Dragon Balls can really grant any wish, and Cranberry replies saying they actually grant 3. But the soldier asks Moro to allow him to have a wish of his own, and the goat wholeheartedly agrees. The Saiyans know that Moro's going to drop out New Namek any minute now, so Goku uses instant transmission to teleport him and Vegeta to the planet, allowing them to have a head start against Moro. But Meris warns them too late, saying it's too dangerous to fight Moro right now.